It's never really over, not in Hollywood, and especially not for Katy Perry and Orlando Bloom. Just days after headlines confirmed the end of their engagement, the world was left stunned when photos surfaced of the pair reunited on none other than Jeff Bezos and Lauren Sanchez's superyacht off the sun-drenched Amalfi coast. That's right after weeks of rumors, silence, and emotional tour performances from Katy. She and Orlando were seen sharing a surprisingly intimate family moment aboard the $500 million vessel, along with their 4-year-old daughter, Daisy Dove. This wasn't just any meetup. It was their first public appearance together post-split, and it happened at one of the most exclusive celebrity gatherings imaginable. Naturally, the internet exploded. Was this a reconciliation, a PR move, or simply two co-parents playing nice for the sake of their child? Either way, their timing was impeccable and suspiciously cinematic. Amidst whispers of tension, tears, and distance, the pair now appeared literally back on the same boat. And real quick, don't forget to like and subscribe if you're into raw, unfiltered breakdowns of celebrity relationships, drama, and the stories they don't post on Instagram. The backdrop? Jeff Bezos's and Lauren Sanchez over-the-top wedding celebration, which had already attracted major Hollywood attention. The Amalfi Coast reunion took place just days after the wedding, with Orlando attending solo, raising even more eyebrows. But what really sent fans spiraling was Katy's sudden appearance, still fresh off her play tour in Australia. On the 6th of July, photographers caught Katy boarding the Bezos yacht, smiling next to Orlando and holding hands with Daisy. For two people who just split, they seemed unusually at ease. It didn't take long for tabloids to pick up on the tension between their supposedly finalized breakup and their very public display of unity. While some chalked it up to respectful co-parenting, others speculated a soft launch of reconciliation. After all, being seen on one of the most lavish yachts on Earth days after a breakup doesn't exactly scream amicable distance. Instead, it sends a calculated message. They're rewriting the rules of separation in front of the entire world. Even their body language sparked debatesome fans pointing out the way they looked at each other, the ease of their movement, and how unforced it all appeared. But to understand how we got here, we need to rewind the clock. The cracks reportedly began during Katy's extended Australia tour. While she was performing night after night for massive crowds, fans noticed Orlando's growing absence. No sweet Instagram posts, no shared photos, no family shoutouts. Instead, he was spotted attending high-profile events, solo, including the Bezos wedding. As the rumors grew, so did the silence from their teams. By the 30th of June, Katy delivered a tearful thank you to her fans in Adelaide, Australia, which many now interpret as more than just gratitude. It sounded like closure. Then came the 3rd of July, when both stars' representatives finally released a joint statement confirming the split. It wasn't abrupt, it wasn't dramatic, it was something softer, but somehow more heartbreaking. According to them, the relationship had been shifting for months, quietly unraveling under the spotlight. And now, they said, the focus had turned to co-parenting. But even that phrase, focus on co-parenting, feels like a new age Hollywood placeholder, vague enough to cover heartache, yet polished enough to avoid blame. The official statement itself was as polished and vague as you'd expect from celebrity reps. It read, "Due to the abundance of recent interest and conversations surrounding Orlando Bloom and Katy Perry's relationship, representatives have confirmed that Orlando and Katy have been shifting their relationship over the past many months to focus on co-parenting." On the surface, it sounded respectful, but fans picked apart every word. Shifting wasn't ending, and phrases like "continue to be seen together as a family" only fueled speculation. Were they done, or were they just changing labels to ease public curiosity? The wording felt eerily similar to other celebrity soft breakups, like Gwyneth Paltrow's infamous conscious uncoupling. It's a strategy that paints distance as growth, one that protects brands, avoids scandal, and leaves room for a comeback. But with Katy and Orlando, it felt less like closure and more like a pause. There's always a sense of performance in these announcements, crafted with precision, meant to say just enough while withholding the real emotion behind the scenes. Of course, the fans had been clocking the signs long before the press got hold of it. From disappearing Instagram tributes to Orlando attending major events without Katy, the clues were all there. The couple, once known for their playful online banter and red carpet PDA, had quietly gone dark. No birthday posts, no anniversary shoutouts, no casual behind-the-scenes clips of Daisy. And when Orlando showed up to the Bezos wedding without a +1, eagle-eyed followers knew something was off. Reddit threads lit up. TikTokers began splicing together old footage and recent absences, creating timelines and speculations. For many fans, the breakup wasn't a surprise, it was a confirmation. But what shocked them was how amicable the public statement sounded, and how quickly that turned into a yacht reunion. Something wasn't adding up. Fans are no longer passive, they're investigative. They want truth, not spin. And when the timelines start to look suspiciously neat, the speculation only grows louder. One moment that truly stuck with fans came during Katy's final Australian show in Adelaide on the 30th of June. Standing in front of thousands, she delivered a heartfelt goodbye that echoed far beyond the arena. She said, "Thank you for always being there for me, Australia. It means the world." Those who were there described the moment as emotional, almost like a farewell beyond just geography. Social media blew up with theories that the singer was saying goodbye not just to the tour, but to a chapter of her personal life. Days later, her split from Orlando was confirmed, giving new weight to her words. Fans shared videos of the performance, teary-eyed and captioned with supportive messages. Katy had always been transparent through her music, but this moment felt raw, real, and unscripted. It reminded everyone that even the biggest stars go through heartbreak, and sometimes they do it on stage. And for an artist like Katy, who wears her heart on her sleeve, there was no hiding behind a perfect smile that night. It was vulnerability in real time. What followed next was one of the most confusing, yet oddly refreshing dynamics we've seen in a celebrity breakup. Despite announcing their split, Katy and Orlando seemed to lean into public co-parenting almost immediately. The Bezos yacht outing wasn't hidden, it wasn't blurred, it was crystal clear. Their daughter, Daisy Dove, was right there with them, smiling and in good spirits. It sent a powerful message. This wasn't your average Hollywood breakup. It was strategic, transparent, and oddly united. In a world where celebrity exes often feud publicly, this pair showed up smiling, sailing the Mediterranean together like nothing had changed. And maybe, for them, it hadn't. Co-parenting isn't just logistics, it's emotional labor, and doing it in the public eye takes a rare kind of maturity. Their shared appearance seemed less about headlines and more about rewriting the narrative of what exes can look like in 2025. They weren't hiding, they weren't crying, they were calmly coexisting, and that, in itself, might be the biggest twist of all. Still, let's be honest, no one boards a billionaire's yacht by accident, especially not days after a breakup announcement. Theories flew. Was this all pre-planned PR? Was Bezos playing peacemaker? Or was this Katy and Orlando's way of sending a subtle message to the world that they're not done just yet? Let's not forget, Bezos and Sanchez are media-savvy moguls who understand the weight of a public reunion. Inviting a just-separated power couple onto their honeymoon cruise wasn't random, it was calculated. It was bold, and it was effective. Now, the world's talking. Whether the intention was to frame them as mature co-parents or hint at a possible reconciliation, the result was the same: massive attention. They didn't need to post a selfie or release a joint statement from the boat. The visuals alone told the story. And in Hollywood, sometimes the image is the message. And if you're a real Katy cat, you know the music was speaking all along. Fans have now been pulling lyrics from some of Katy's most emotional songs, claiming she's been foreshadowing this all along. Never Really Over took on new meaning. The One That Got Away suddenly resurfaced on fan playlists. Lyrics like, "I guess I could try hypnotherapy, I gotta rewire this brain," started hitting harder post-split. Even her earlier hits about emotional cycles, unfinished love, and finding peace in chaos feel like poetic clues. As fans decode her discography, many believe she's been using her platform to express the slow unraveling behind the scenes. It wouldn't be the first time an artist used music as a diary, but it does feel particularly on brand for someone like Katy, whose songs have always walked the line between pop and personal. For her, the stage has never been just performance, it's confession. So now we're left asking, what's next for this very modern, very public couple? Are they truly over, or just taking a break? Is this the beginning of a new, progressive model for breakups in the spotlight, or just a carefully managed image to protect their daughter from the chaos of tabloid culture? Either way, the Katy Orlando saga is far from finished. They're still co-parenting, they're still traveling together, and the public is still watching closely. What started as a love story between a global pop icon and a swashbuckling actor has turned into something far more layered. Not quite a romance, not quite a breakup, something in between. And maybe, in 2025, that's the new definition of love. Whether they rekindle, remain friends, or evolve into something else entirely, one thing's certain, it's never really over when Hollywood's involved.